Hello everyone, I'm Percy number 6. And the other day I got a couple messages from Restore the Magic. Remember that thing that happened about a year ago? This all started happening. It was November 2017. I looked up a lot of this, as you can see why. Because they messaged me the other day, which is very weird because I made a video talking about how Restore the Magic, donating for the lady cause is a scam. I made that in April 2018. It is currently February 2019, so close to a year since I made that video. Restore the Magic in that up until recent messages, they never had messaged me for almost a year. I had this video up, which hindsight 2020, that's kind of strange, maybe it's just because a lot of people were tarnishing the name Restore the Magic at the time, that me making a little video was just another cog in that. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't contact me till now. I got two messages from them. I want to read them to you. A lot of the stuff I'm going to be referencing in the video, not just these messages, because I'm going to go over what Restore the Magic said I should talk about. But a lot of it should be the picture throughout the video, so look at it. If not, well, I'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Restore the Magic tweeted and commented on my video. I'm going to read you them word for word. The Twitter message was at Percy number 6. You released a video regarding our organization. Would you please review our statement and make a follow-up video? We would appreciate you reporting all the facts. Thank you so much. And the one on YouTube, it goes, and I quote, "Good morning. You made this video in April 2018 without having proper information. Please read through this statement and provide updated information to your viewers. Thank you." And I'm gonna put that I ended up reading it, of course, and I'm gonna put that in the description of this video. Maybe at the end of the day, what I'm gonna be talking about is opinions, of course. So maybe your opinion differs from mine, but read through it. It's 16 pages, so I guess if you're interested, read through it. But let's get into this, because I gotta bring up some key points that throughout it I was looking. But first, before I get into that, I kind of want to give you a little refresher on what my whole idea was with Restore the Magic. If when this all happened, before even Restore the Magic got involved, which actually ended up being pretty quick in the process, but I thought it was kind of weird. It's cool that they found it, but it was a few $1,000s just to buy Lady. Then you have to consider the cost of keeping it in storage, if you want to restore it, how much that's going to cost. So it's all these little things that added up to be a lot of money, and in my eyes I didn't think it was worth it. And if anything, I'd look at it like, hey, maybe it'd be cheaper just to build it from the ground up. And I think it could have been. I think what Restore the Magic missed out on a lot was not getting this looked at by an appraiser. I can't believe they didn't look at this by an appraiser. I know, like, people were saying, oh, we're rushed for time, but let's be honest. If we didn't buy, I say we, I shouldn't say we, I wasn't one that bought it, but if the people who donated money to buy this lady, if that didn't happen, who else really would have bought this? This thing is gigantic, and it probably costs more to store it than what it's worth, let's be honest. So why would anybody really want it? If I know they're like, oh, you got a week? Well, come on, we should have been able to have somebody go in and be like, hey, this isn't worth restoring. If anything, it'd probably be cheaper to build one from the ground up. I watch, History Channel. They have American Pickers, American Restorations. Those two shows, oh, and Pawn Stars. Those shows come in mind with this, because on Pawn Stars and even American Pickers, you see them when there's big ticket items. They bring in guys to look at it and be like, hey, this might be worth restoring. This might be worth selling as is. And they tell you how much it's worth. I mean, heck, there's a chance this could have been not real. I mean, I think you have had a hard time faking it, but there's still that chance, right? Anyway, I think that should have been done from the start. The fact that they didn't, that was a complete joke. Instead, why are you getting it appraised after you already purchased it? Yeah, I don't understand that. And I mean, American Restorations, I brought that one up because I've watched that show, and a lot of the times they'll bring in stuff and it's worth more just to build something new from the ground up, and a lot of times they do it, and they can make it identical to the original product. To me, especially, this is old. It was made as a movie prop, not to be used full time. So boards are going bad. It just would have made so much more sense in my eyes to have get this appraised and then decide, is this worth restoring, or would it be cheaper to build from the ground up? Because the guy who appraises it would be able to tell you that. And you know what, maybe this was the right path, but I think you could have haggled. I think you could have brought the price down. They didn't even attempt to do that, which makes no sense. I bought a lot for $45 of Thomas Wooden Railway items a few months back, and I told the person I'd pay $35 and they agreed. I figured we'd meet in the middle at 40. That's just for a lot of Thomas Wooden Railway items. This thing that's a few $1,000s, what we ended up seeing it get purchased for, you couldn't get that appraised. That's where I really started seeing the problems with Restore the Magic, by that move alone. So let's get into some of the things. There's a lot of things to go over this, so I'm not going to go over 16 pages worth of things, but I took some screenshots, which will be up on the screen throughout the video, that I want to go over. I probably won't time it so it's right. So just, if not, like I said, everything I've screenshotted except for the images of Lady slash anything the Restore the Magic tweeted or commented. It's all in that document. So if you don't believe me, it's in the document. Look it up. But this is one thing that kind of threw me off guard, because originally Restore the Magic thought they could finish this by June 2018, which means this would have been done a while ago. However, because of everything that's happened, which I'll get to in a little bit, it has been pushed back indefinitely, which doesn't make sense to me, because they said they needed $30,000, which to me, way too much money. I I'm gonna try not to talk about that too much. Let me end that part here. The fact that, I mean, I'd hope this is their best restoration option, but it didn't seem like they went door to door. It didn't seem like they checked their options of who would be the best and cheapest to restore this. So I don't agree with that. I think that was a bad move. Who knows? We could have seen this get done for 20, 25,000. And when you're relying on donations and potentially grants to get this done, I think that would have made a lot more sense. But you're gonna end up having to put in more than $30,000 at this point to restore it, including whatever cost of storage, that kind of stuff. But still, I mean, they purchased it, I believe, in February of last year. So you'd think June 2019 would be the end game, right? I guess not. A lot's changed since then. There's one thing that I have to agree with, because when you read through this article, most of it is about their disagreements with Robert. He's the guy, if you remember this, he originally stored Lady, and there's a lot of disagreements. And I want to say this: I know a lot of people online have really praised Robert and bashed Restore the Magic. I don't think that's necessarily true. Robert was definitely not 100% right, and Restore the Magic wasn't 100% wrong. I don't know which it is. I don't think it's really 50-50. I think someone's majority blame, and I lean more towards Restore the Magic. However, Robert, he was not blameless. There's this one thing I screenshotted where he wrote down all the charges that Restore the Magic had for his storing of Lady, which totaled $853.16. Uh, and that I don't agree with, like, because I look at it this way: if they would have taken this to, like, Judge Judy, I watched a lot of Judge Judy, she would have thrown this out. You can't have somebody just write it up. You have to have, and I'm not saying these claims are wrong of Roberts. I'm saying, if this is what if he gave him as like the, hey, you have to pay this, he needs more to back it up than just $853.16 that he wrote down. So this is where it's like, this is a perfect example of why they're just bickering back and forth, because they kind of solve things, at least for a little bit, and they're like, because Robert, I guess, claimed he won. I don't remember. I don't follow Restore the Magic or Robert, so I don't remember exactly, other than what other people tweeted about. But they're like, Robert says he won, which doesn't make sense because we still have Lady. It's like, are you kidding me? You're really gonna be going back and forth like this. Like this is just so petty. So petty, such a waste. As we continue on through this really angers me. I'm not gonna lie. This is where they're at right now. They are they have funded received $5,700 through GoFundMe. GoFundMe took out their little bit. This is what it's been spent on so far. Okay, purchase of prop 2,000, could have been cheaper. Transportation of prop 125. Okay, that's fair. Storage unit costs for $4,109. I think there's a good, like, Robert deserves a decent amount of blame for why the cost is that much. They should have done a better job transferring it over from Robert to the Restore the Magic team, so it shouldn't have been that high. But let's be honest, I think either way, storage unit cost would have been high. I don't think they would have been able to finish this by June 2018. So I'm gonna throw that up. That's probably why it's indefinite when they're gonna be done. Purchase of Mega Blocks Thomas was $250. Transportation of Mega Blocks Thomas was $250. So 500 total involving Mega Blocks Thomas. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that's for. Reading through it, I didn't see any real mention of Mega Blocks Thomas, so I have no clue what that has to do with it. This, though, this is where I really, really dislike what Restore the Magic has done here. Flight costs to and from California, $2,700. Hotel costs, $600. Vehicle rental cost, $900. $900 to rent cars? Oh, court fees, $100. So if you do the math, that is $4,300 for their court fees. Now, a lot of their article goes through the court process with Robert, but they're throwing all the cost onto the people that should be donating, which it angers me because right now Restore the Magic, its budget is negative $5,334. Oof, right? Yeah, that's not good. As we continue on, right now, what it shows for their this, I'm gonna get back to that statement, about how I don't think they should be paying that much because there's another screenshot I have coming up here soon about that. But this is just another example of how petty they are because. They're like, the fans attack Mattel just like they attack us, so you can understand why Mattel might not want to help fund this. So that's gonna hurt us, and it's just, are you kidding me? Like, why? Let's say this all went perfectly. I don't think Mattel would have wanted to fund this. This is a movie that was not successful close to 20 years ago. Why would they want anything to do with this? Especially look at what Thomas is nowadays. The lady days have been over for a very long time. I don't think they were getting anything out of Mattel. If anything, they're like, oh, pity us. So the court case, okay? Here's where I disagree with. I had to screenshot this. I'm going to read what it says. It's titled June 2018 Court Case Number 1. Restore the Magic had two options at this point. Forfeit the prop or go to court to reclaim the property. As we were the rightful owners of the property, we decided going to court was the option to choose. The next choice to make was to figure out where to go to court, where the place of business is, Florida, or where the property in question is, California. As we knew the property was ours, Restore the Magic made the decision to put the court case in California, seeing that if we put it in Florida, Robert's family would have more to complain about, which that blows my mind that's their logic of why they didn't do this in Florida. Because guess what? If they did this in Florida, those $4,300 probably would be next to nothing in cost. That infuriates me because I actually just took a class talking about something like this. It was an intro to law class, and the fact that Restore the Magic got to choose, you choose where you're located. You don't, because the worst part, like, if they made the argument, oh, we wanted to put it in California because that's where the property is, that's where Lady was. Okay. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, especially looking at the cost, $4,300, but that's where the property is. Okay, you're fighting for it. the reason they did it was so Robert's family wouldn't have more to complain about. That to me is, if you get to choose where the court location is, you're not doing it to make the other party happy. You're making it to be easier for you and to hopefully win. Which ultimately, yes, they did get what they want, but in court, look at the prices they had to pay. They won, but at what cost, right? They get Lady back, but they paid close to $4,500 in expenses for getting Lady back. Did they really win when they did that much? Plus, let's not forget the damaging of Restore the Magic's name. So that was a dumb decision to do that, to say the least. So February 19th, 2018, frustrated fans began to vent on social media outlets like Twitter and Discord, where the Restore the Magic does not participate. This to me is a complete joke too. If your name's getting bashed, why are you not addressing it on the website as getting bashed? Like Discord, I can kind of understand why you don't go to Discord. That's more like friends talk, right? But Twitter, I mean, look at this community. I use Twitter to post all the time. I post constantly on Twitter saying like, hey, my next video is coming on this day. Look out for it. And then I post the link on Twitter so people can check it out. That's what Twitter's used for. I also use it to talk with friends, yes, but Twitter is used to promote. So if your name's getting bashed, you should be going out there to defend it. I can tell you this, if I ever was in a situation where Percy number 6 was getting bashed, I'd make sure I go on to whatever platform that is to address it. I don't go on Discord much, but if my name was getting bashed on Discord in the way that Restore the Magic's name was getting bashed, I'd go out there and defend my name. So to me, saying that you don't use Twitter and Discord, that is such a lazy excuse as to why you did not defend your name. The fact is, you went without telling anybody about information for a long time. Restore the Magic is this nonprofit organization. I have that as a screenshot. And good for them, I guess, right? This is what really infuriates me, because for one, I made that video in April 2018 and it took them till early February 2019 to address that. No way if I ever saw a video that way, and I mean, it got 5,000 views, which was almost as much money as they've raised total thus far for Lady. So if my name was ever bashed like that, it wouldn't take me close to a year to address it. And then, like, they haven't personally messaged me. They could have tweeted me like, hey, can we DM you? And I would have been like, yeah. They didn't do that. Instead, they tweet me like, hey, can you not bash us? We released a video. Could you please review our statement? And could you report all the facts? All the facts? What do you think I did? I did report all the facts, and guess what, Restore the Magic? My mind hasn't changed on you. Ultimately, you are a scam. I don't think my mind's changed about that, even reading 16 pages. Have I grown more sympathetic than I did in that April video? Yes, I have. But do I think this was a scam? Ultimately, yes, because what did this lead to? This led to nothing. The money that people donated for Lady, while yes, it did help purchase it, after that 2000, it's ultimately done nothing. Because right now, the money that has been used has, like, look, you paid over $4,000 in storage, you paid $2,000 just to purchase Lady. That's more than the money you got just for it. And now you're going to want at least $35,000. That's a minimum. That's assuming there's no problems in the restoration that would need more money. I can't imagine you're going to be getting grants. And what's the end goal? That Lady's going to be touring around the country for museums? Imagine the cost it's going to be to move this gigantic prop around the country so people can view it from a movie that wasn't that successful 20 years ago. There's no real good end game for this, and that's why going way back to before this was even purchased, I said people should have looked into this more instead of been all nostalgic about it like, yes, we gotta save Lady. It's easier to save the little model engines that were used on TV, like we've seen people do, because those don't take up room. And it's a good thing to do because it keeps them in good shape, unlike what we've seen with most of them at this point. I'm very disappointed what's happened here, and ultimately reading their new statement hasn't changed my mind. If anything, it's shown that Restore the Magic hasn't changed. They're still as bad as they were back then. I'm sorry this video was so long. I'm going to try and end it here. I actually made one before that was 17 minutes and I thought I could speed it up. I actually like this one better though. I think I did a better job explaining my opinion. So I appreciate you guys for listening. Sorry it was so long, but once more before I end it, if you disagree with what I have to say, I mean, feel free to comment. More importantly, look at it for yourself. Make your own decision. But this is my decision. They wanted me to give you updated information. This is the updated information, and this is my updated opinion. Thank you for watching. This is Percy number 6, and I will see you guys later.